Hi everyone, thanks for being here. I am Muhammad Ain Firdaus as the moderator for the forum today. So today we are talking about something most of us have seen change drastically, which is online learning. Just a few years ago, it wasn't the main way to study, but now having a classroom at home is completely normal. Is this new way of learning really better than going to a physical school? Our six panelists are going to share the good points and the bad points using facts that they have researched. First, we welcome Sir Lukman Bahaki, a senior lecturer from College Vocational Seri Iskandar. Next, Professor Ezat, veteran physics lecturer from UiTM Seri Iskandar. Joining them is Sir Ezrin, a language teacher from SMK Seri Iskandar. Now let's hear from our students, starting with Mr. Kaizar Kwan, a final year business student from University Technology Petronas. And next, we also have Mr. Farhan, a first year computer science student from College Polytech Mara, Ipoh. Finally, we introduce Mr. Arshad, a passionate biology student from University Sultan Azlan Shah. Alright, let's begin with our first panelist, Mr. Bahaki. Mr. Bahaki, what can you say about the advantages of online learning?
Thank you so much, Mr. Danish, for the question. Well, I think there are so many reasons and so many advantages out there of the online learning method. But I think one of the main reasons I strongly agree and support online learning method is because of its flexibility that online learning method offers. For individuals with full-time jobs and family responsibilities, or those living far away from their campus or their college or their university, attending physical classes could be very challenging for them. Online learning could definitely allow students to study at their own time and at their own pace that suit their personal schedule, whether it is in the evening or during the weekdays or during their leisure time or their free moment. So according to the research, this system is praised for allowing education to fit in our real life, around our real life commitments, rather than forcing people to rearrange their lives around rigid class times. So this flexibility has made higher education more accessible and inclusive, especially for those who were previously unable to attend due to life constraints. So in short, I think that online learning plays a crucial role in making education more achievable for everyone to do.
Well, that is a strong start. What is your points about online learning, Mr. Ezat?
Alright, thank you. In my opinion, I think the financial reasons are huge. First of all, online courses are often less expensive than traditional ones. But even better, you can save tons of money on all the extra costs. No more paying for expensive petrol, bus tickets, or parking every day. You don't have to buy a lot of physical books either. You can just use cheaper ebooks online. Plus, you get more choices in courses. Your local college might offer only 20 degrees, but in online, you can find thousands of specialized courses from all over the world. This allows you to learn exactly what you need for your career, and while doing it, you can save a lot of money. Thank you. That's all for me.
That is excellent points on cost. So, Mr. Ezrin, how about your points on the topic?
Well, I personally believe that online learning is actually great for making you a better worker. To succeed online, you must develop great self-discipline and time management skills. There's no teacher checking on you every 5 minutes. You have to become organized, and those are the skills that every company are looking for when you apply for it. It makes you a more independent learner, and that confidence is a huge advantage. Also, we simply cannot forget the comfort factor. Studying from your own quiet desk, wearing your favorite comfortable clothes, that all helps you feel relaxed and focused, which in turn definitely helps you learn better. That will be all from me.
Okay, those are all very convincing benefits. Now let's move on to the other side. Mr. Kai, what is the downside of online learning?
Uh, for me, the biggest problem in online learning is, I think many students can agree with me, is the feeling of being lonely and isolated. Learning is supposed to be social. It is supposed to be interactive. When you don't see your classmates or teacher in person, you miss the face-to-face conversations. You miss the study groups in the library and the friendship bonding. The e-learning industry really highlights this issue. It also means you need too much self-discipline. It's easy to get distracted or just put things off until later. It takes a huge motivation all the time when you're just sitting alone at the home. For many people, that lack of structures, it makes it harder and not easier to succeed. I think that's all my points.
Thank you, Mr. Kai. Let's move on to Mr. Farhan. So, Farhan, what is your points about online learning?
Sometimes technical problems can be a huge deal. For online learning to work, you must have fast, reliable internet and a good modern computer. If your internet is slow, you can't watch the video lectures or upload your assignments on time. This immediately creates an unfair situation for students who can't afford the best Wi-Fi. Also, we have to talk about quality. Not all online classes are great. Sometimes the teacher's feedback isn't quick enough and you can't get that instant hands-on help you need, especially for complicated subjects. The quality is inconsistent and that can really hurt your learning.
Thank you, Mr. Farhan. Finally, Mr. Arshad, tell us your points about online learning.
I worry about long-term effects of spending hours on a screen, being glued on a computer for all day long is simply bad for our physical health. It causes eye strain, bad posture, and most of the time we don't go for exercise. We need a break. Some people still think that an online degree is better. So, although it's getting better, they think that an in-person degree is more serious or rigorous. We need to put our time and effort in confidence that in the end it will pay off when we look for a job. So, that's from me.
Thank you, Mr. Arshad. So, We have a clear split. Now let's mix it up and ask each other some questions. Mr. Kyle, since you are concerned about loneliness, what do you say to Mr. Ezrin's point that online learning teaches great self-management skills?
I do think that's a good point about self-management, but I still want to ask for clarification, Mr. Ezrin. Does the pressure to be disciplined actually make things too hard for students? When you combine that pressure with the loneliness of studying alone, I think it makes the process too stressful and leads to many people to give up instead. We need to be realistic about that emotional cost, and not every student can handle the pressure.
Well, that is certainly a fair concern about the stress. However, we can't just avoid teaching necessary skills. The solution isn't to stop online learning, but instead, it is for schools to offer much better support. Let's say, for example, like making students attending a mandatory study skills class online first. We have to learn the organizational skills needed for the modern world anyway. And the online class is just forcing that growth. The job market today needs independent people, and this model helps create them.
Thank you, Mr. Khair and Mr. Ezrin. Mr. Farhan, you highlighted technical issues. And Mr. Bahaki, as the person arguing for flexibility, how do you defend the online model when a student in rural areas might not have the internet to access it?
Well, I think that is a very fantastic question. As a matter of fact, I want to analyze this perspective not as a failure of online learning, but as a failure from our national infrastructure. Our national infrastructure. Because my argument is that the idea of the flexibility is already great, but we also need the government to ensure fast and affordable internet connection for everyone, so that the potential benefit of this online learning method can truly be very, very fair. So the potential of online education to serve distant people is too big to just be ignored just because of a slow Wi-Fi connection. So I think that we should fight for better internet and not just for better classrooms.
Yeah, that's true, but until that is fixed, the convenience you talk about is only for the people who are already rich enough to have good internet. If the school accepts students knowing their internet is unreliable, the school is risking the quality of the education those students receive. We need to focus on what works right now for everyone, not just what could work in the future.
Thank you, Mr. Bahaki and Mr. Farhan. So, Mr. Ezad, you said the money saved is a huge pro, and Mr. Arshad, does that financial benefit change your mind about the health risk of increased screen time?
That is a smart way to look at it, but constant screen time is still a problem. My new question is, what is the simple things that school platform can do to remind students to stand up, stretch, and look away from the screen every other hours?
Alright, I think that is a good point. We could ask school to add a pop-up timer to the learning platforms to enforce breaks. This helps solve your health concerns while we keeping the money-saving benefits. It's about combining the flexibility, which is the financial benefits, with smart design of health protection. We can definitely achieve both if we can use technology wisely.
Thank you, Mr. Arshad and Mr. Azad. To finish up, we agree that online learning gives us flexibility, lower costs, and new skills. But we must not forget the issues of isolation, the need for better tech, and our health. It is clear that online learning is here to stay, but the key is finding a good balance between the convenience of a home and the community of a classroom. We need technology that supports us, not just tests us. Thank you all for this excellent discussion, and until we meet next time.
Okay, thank you very much.